Naka, on behalf of the Seru family, I would like to take this time to thank each and everyone, especially Victory Life Church for hosting this very celebrated honor. It is an honor and a privilege just to be part of today's gathering and seeing familiar faces, family-wise, and families and friends. The family is so honored, and I want to also take this time to thank each and everyone who contributed to the bringing the condolences and paying tribute for Mom's passing. It is on behalf of the family, of my other siblings. There are 9 of us, as Auntie Celia already explained. Ruben is a 5th number of the sibling, and I'm the 7th. So, on behalf of all the 9 siblings and all the grandchildren and great-grandchildren, we want to take this time to thank you. I want to share with you a few attributes and personal characteristics that Mom is well known of. She raised 9 children, and she established a very strong foundation family, along with my dad. My dad comes from the island of Nauru, as you guys have already heard. That has been mentioned. And Mom has some of the attributes that Mom carries in the talents that she has. Mom is a great communicator, and she's also an educator. She's been a teacher for more than half of her life. They retired in '92 before they head over to the Marshall Islands. And like Auntie Celia was sharing, in 1948, she was one of the few selected from the 14 provinces of Fiji, brought in to establish the Anitakumbao School, where she later happened to spend time with my dad, as Dad was working as a powerhouse operator that supplies power to the school after they got married. So they tend to move around these schools for the last 40 years of their service. First at Anitakumbao School, where 2 of our siblings, the 2 older ones, were born, and they moved down to Kim Terry School, where they spent a number of years before. They spent almost 80 years in RKS. Like Pastor Maurice was sharing, our home is like a half house home, because every student from the 14 provinces represented in the school, they come in and out of the house. And there were 9 of us. And when Mom comes around in Seattle, and we talk, I said, Mom, how did you manage to feed all those children? Mom said, God provides. I spent a couple of times with Mom during her summer visits. As many of you here have met one of the grandsons here, Abraham, always cook and bring our Fijian dessert, wakalolo. Mom so loves so much. Auntie Vita, she always comes around and cook dinner for Mom. And all these things Mom so appreciate. And one of the things that Mom so value is relationship. I'm gonna talk Fijian a little bit. Mr. Osman, Ramantina, mom has a few talents and gifts that God already ordained her with. One is a gift of massaging. And Mr. Osborne suffered a stroke, and mom was able to, I don't know how they got connected, but later the family got, one of our cousins got married into their family. But mom was a gifted hand of massage that she touched Mr. Osborne's life at that time, and he was healed. I've been with her a couple of times on a trip for her to do the massage. Not only this, there's a couple of testimonies of even students, like Pastor Reese was saying, in the school that most of the students suffered ankle injuries or broken knees or stuff like that. Mom always gives massage, and most of these testimonies comes around, and many of them become prominent leaders in the government of Fiji, because these 3 schools was mainly structured to raise leadership for the government of Fiji, as most of us know that Fijians. One of the characters that mom is, that she loves to, when she's around, there will be laughter, because mom loves to joke. She can just pull something out whenever she, but mainly she talks about students, and what's something that she admires and values so much, it's kids. And one of the times she was around here in summer, I asked her, Mom, what is the life lesson you learned from your teaching career for the years that you've been teaching? And he said, son, not only that I'm teaching them, most, like 75% of what I taught them comes back to me, of which I learn more from what I receive from these kids. And not only interacting with kids, but with families, parents, and ministry-wise. This is some way, somehow, mom is well connected and well versed. Like I said before, mom is a communicator. And out of the 14 provinces of Fiji, mom can speak every dialect. And that's one thing I so admired about her. I asked her, Mom, where did you learn all this? And she said, 1948, when I started in Anitakumbau, every student from every provinces, the 14 provinces of Fiji, we tend to exchange students language and dialect, and they learn from each other. So mom is well versed, and mom is like a dictionary of our Fijian culture, customs. I can ask mom of anything, she can, okay, this is how you related to them. This is how they are connected. And mom, like I said, she's so very relationship. And I had the opportunity to spend a few times that she came around in summer, that I asked her, Mom, what was your vision at the time when you raised us up as a family? And she said, the only thing that I wanted to see from you guys is a well-founded foundation of building a very strong family. To love your family and love God with all your heart. Just like what Dad wrote on his deathbed. And he gave us a command that I will never forget. And we have copies of it. Dad said, love and respect, love each other, and serve God with all your heart, with all your mind and all your soul and all your spirit. And before Mom passed, I received a call from my sister back in the Marshall Islands. She called me in the morning and she told me, Mom is in the hospital. It was a week ago, before that we were just chatting on Skype, and Mom was on the other side. She was sitting, she was smiling, she was saying jokes, and we were out all gathered together at my home at the time. And when I received the call, my sister told me that Mom has suffered. She's in a coma right now, and she's not able to wake up. This was on the 19th, 2 weeks ago. And I told the first thing, the first reaction that came into mind, I just jumped into the closet and I said, Lord, please heal Mom. Nothing else can I ask for.